Hare Krishna, my friends. Welcome to Bhaktiville. Here we are every Friday night these days. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We started at the very beginning with the first canto of 12 and are currently in chapter 3, which is titled Krishna is the Source of All Incarnations. Last week, we were introduced to the three Vishnus involved in creation. First, the Kararadakashayi Vishnu, who creates aggregate material ingredients in the mahat-tattva. These are Prabhupada's words. And second, the Garbodakashayi Vishnu, who enters in each and every universe. And third, the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic or inorganic. So let's continue our reading, starting with the First Canto, Chapter 3, Text 6. That's page 144 of the book or page 171 of the PDF. But before we get started, please let me offer my obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namane. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. And to all the Vaishnavas here listening around the world, around the universe, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen, conditioned souls. So Bhaktiville and I are kind of getting old, and so he's not old, I'm old. So he's always prompting me in chat. He's like, did you forget this? Don't go yet. Wait till I say go. So if I happen to giggle, it's because he's saying something in chat. All right. Oh, Kandita's coming. So Bhaktiville is here. Kandita's on her way. So perfect. Let's go ahead and chant these four verses that we chant before we start reading Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. And I think Bhaktiville is doing the slideshow. Yay! All right, next verse. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. And the next verse. Shrinvatam swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridyantasto yabadrani vidunoti suhritsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, supersoul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are of themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Bhaktiville asks, was that last one a direct translation, or was it offering obeisances to Narayana? It is the translation, Srila Prabhupada's translation in Srimad Bhagavatam. It says we should. Yes, we should. Oh. Yes, we should. And we will, today we will see a little bit about Naranarayana. So that will be more clear. And Bhaktiville says, and at the same time it is. What do you mean it is? Yes, it is the obeisance. Yes, at the same time. It's both. We should do this, and we are doing this. Yes. All right, the last one. Nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Can you forward the slideshow to those two Vishnus that we had up from last week? Thanks. All right, so we are on, just to reiterate, we are on page 144 of the book, or 171 of the PDF. And we just looked at all those Vishnus, and now we're moving on to something a little different. So we'll text 6, we'll do call and response with the Sanskrit. Sa eva pratamam devaha. Sa eva pratamam devaha. Kaumaram sargam ashritaha. Kaumaram sargam ashritaha. Chachara dushcharam brahma. Chachara dushcharam brahma. Brahmacharyam akhanditam. Brahmacharyam akhanditam. All right, let's do it all together. Sa eva pratamam devaha. Kaumaram sargam ashritaha. Chachara dushcharam brahma. Brahmacharyam akhanditam. Does anyone want to sing this on their own? We used to do that. I forgot about that until tonight. Anyone want to go it on their own? Turn on your mic and do it yourself? Hey, Haribo Kandita. Oh, hey, sorry. Okay. Okay, well, maybe. Okay. All right, cool. All right. All right, so no takers this time. All right. Word for word. Saha, that. Eva, certainly. Pratamam, first. Devaha, Supreme Lord. Kaumaram, named the Kumaras, unmarried. Sargam, creation. Ashritaha, under. Chachara, performed. Dushcharam, very difficult to do. Brahma, in the order of Brahman. Brahmacharyam, under discipline to realize the absolute Brahman. Akhanditam, unbroken. English translation. First of all, in the beginning of creation, there were the 4 unmarried sons of Brahma, Kumaras, who, being situated in a vow of celibacy, underwent severe austerities for realization of the absolute truth. Purport. The creation of the material world is effected, maintained, and then again annihilated at certain intervals. So there are different names of the creations in terms of the particular types of Brahma, the father of the living beings in the creation. These Kumaras, as above mentioned, appeared in the Kaumara creation of the material world, and to teach us the process of the Brahman realization, they underwent a severe type of disciplinary action as bachelors. These Kumaras are empowered incarnations, and before executing the severe type of disciplinary actions, all of them became qualified Brahmanas. This example suggests that one must first acquire the qualifications of a Brahmana, not simply by birth, but also by quality, and then one can undergo the process of Brahman realization. So Kandita says that she's broken. Uh-oh. And then she giggles. She laughs. Okay, so who knows the names of the 4 Kumar brothers? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, come on. Uh-huh. Yeah. Hey. Okay, I don't either. Let me look it up. 4 Kumar brothers. Sadananda, Sanat. Let's see. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumar. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumar. What verse are we on? Well, we used to know all these things, right? So no reason why we can't remember them, right? Text 7, chapter chapter 3, text 7. You're welcome. All right, so here we go. So those are the same 4 little boys, that travel around naked. And those are the ones that caused all the commotion with Jai and Vijay. Those 4 little boys. They're not little boys, but they stayed that way, walking and going around the world naked. Okay, word for word, call and response. Text 7. Dvitiyam tu bhavayasya. Dvitiyam tu bhavasyasya. I should be singing that. Dvitiyam tu bhavayasya. Rasatala gatam mahim. Rasatala gatam mahim. Udarishan upadata. Udarishan upadata. Yagnesha Shaukaram Vapuhu. Yagnesha Shaukaram Vapu. Okay, let's go through it once and then you can do it. We'll do it all together. Dvitiyam tu bhavasyasya rasatala gatam mahim udarishan upadata yagnesha shaukaram vapu. Okay?
Let's see. Dvitiyam tu bhavayasa rasatalagatam mahim udharishan upadata yagnesha saukaram vapuhu.
Perfect. Mr. Mimulus, you want to try?
Mr. Mimulus?
He says no. Okay. All right, we'll move on. Word for word. Dvitiyam, the second. 2, but. Bhavaya, for welfare. Asya, of this earth. Vasatala, the lowest. Gatam, having gone. Mahim, the earth. Udarishan, lifting up. Upadata, establish. Yagneshaha, the proprietor or the supreme enjoyer. Saukaram, huggish. Vapuhu, incarnation. English translation. The supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of a boar, the second incarnation, and for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth up from the nether regions of the universe. Purport. Bhaktiville says there's a loud TV playing at his house, so no. All right, purport. The indication is that for each and every incarnation of the personality of Godhead, the particular function executed is also mentioned. There cannot be any incarnation without a particular function, and such functions are always extraordinary. They are impossible for any living being to perform. The incarnation of the boar was to take the earth out of Pluto's region of filthy matter. Picking up something from a filthy place is done by a boar, and the all-powerful personality of Godhead displayed this wonder to the Asuras, who hid the earth in such a filthy place. There is nothing impossible for him, and although the personality of Godhead played the part of a boar, still by the devotees he is worshipped, staying always in transcendence. So, anyone know why the earth fell down there into the this filthy place? It's not a quiz. I'm just nope. Bhaktimimulus. Nope. Okay, so I think this is when Hiranyaksha, took all of the gold from the earth and it fell. Hiranyaksha. So gold is heavy. So he took it all. Earth fell into this place, and so then I didn't realize that either. I didn't know that. I thought it was just a filthy place. I didn't realize that it was Pluto. So see, we live and learn, right? All right, text 8. Call and response. Tritiyam Rishi Sargam Tritiyam Rishi Sargam Devarshitvam Upetya Saha Devarshitvam Upetya Saha Tantram Sattvatam Achasta Tantram Sat. Your mic is still on, Kandita.
I was doing, you doing call and repeat, so I was repeating, but I'll be quiet because I'll be quiet.
No, you can just turn your mic off and do it. Tantram Sattvatam Achasta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha. All right, let's do it all together. Tritiyam Rishi Sargam Devarshitvam Upetya Saha Tantram Sattvatam Achasta Naishkarmyam Karmanan Yataha. Now you can go, Kandita.
Okie dokie. Tritiyam Rishi Sargam Devarsitam Upetya Saha Tatram Sattvatam Achasta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha.
Perfect. All right, word for word. Tritiyam, third one. Rishi Sargam, the millennium of the rishis. Vai, certainly. Devarshitvam, incarnation of the rishi amongst the demigods. Upetya, having accepted. Saha, he. Tantram, exposition of the Vedas. Sattvatam, which is especially meant for devotional service. Achasta, collected. Naishkarmyam, non-fruitive. Karmanam, of work. Yataha, from which. Translation. In the millennium of the rishis, the personality of Godhead accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarshi Narada, who was a great sage among the demigods. He collected expositions of the Vedas which deal with devotional service and which inspire non-fruitive action. So I just wanted to say, this is not the only time we're going to hear these stories, right? So it's like the nested dolls, right? So we're just opening the first nested doll, and then, oh, look, there's another one. And then you just keep going, and it just dives deeper and deeper and deeper into the same subject matter. Bhaktimimulus asks, this is not, I can't, all of a sudden I can't. This is not Narada Muni. Yes, it is Narada Muni. Okay, purport. The great Rishi Narada, he was an incarnation, apparently so. We'll keep reading and see what happens. The great Rishi Narada, who is an empowered incarnation of the personality of Godhead. So, an empowered incarnation. So, that means is a jiva, like us, but empowered, like Prabhupada. Empowered incarnation. Okay. Bhaktiville says, okay. All right. So, the great Rishi Narada, who is an empowered incarnation of the personality of Godhead, propagates devotional service all over the universe. All great devotees of the Lord all over the universe and in different planets and species of life are his disciples. Srila Vyasadeva, the compiler of Srimad Bhagavatam, is also one of his disciples. He is the author of Narada Pancharatra, which is the exposition of the Vedas, particularly for devotional service of the Lord. Thus, Narada Pancharatra trains the karmis, or the fruitive workers, to achieve liberation from the bondage of fruitive work. The conditioned souls are mostly attracted by fruitive work because they want to enjoy life by the sweat of their own brow. The whole universe is full of fruitive workers in all species of life. The fruitive works include all kinds of economic development plans. But the law of, but the law of nature provides that every action has its resultant reaction, and the performer of the work is bound up by such reactions, good or bad. The reaction of good work is comparative material prosperity, whereas the reaction of bad work is comparative material distress. But material conditions, either in so-called happiness or in so-called distress, are all meant ultimately for distress only. Foolish materialists have no information how to obtain eternal happiness in the unconditional state. Sri Narada informs these foolish fruitive workers how to realize the reality of happiness. He gives direction to the diseased men of the world how one's present engagement can lead one to the path of spiritual emancipation. The physician gives direction to the patient to take treated milk in the form of curd for his sufferings from indigestion due to his taking another milk preparation. So the cause of the disease and the remedy of the disease may be the same, but it must be treated by an expert physician like Narada. The Bhagavad Gita also gives the same solution for serving the Lord by the fruits of one's labor. That will lead one to the path of Naishkarmya or liberation. Text 9. Call and response. Purye Dharmakala Sarge Turiye Dharmakala Sarge Nara Narayana Rishi Narayana Rishi Bhutvatmo Pashamo Petam. Oof, that's a long one. Bhutvatmo Pashamo Petam Akaro Dushcharam Tapa. I didn't break that one up, sorry. Let's just sing it all together. Purye Dharma Kala Sarge Narayana Rishi Bhutvatmo Pashamo Petam Akaro Dushcharam Tapa. Anybody?
Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit higher, my voice.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Turye Dharma Kala Sarge Nara Naranyan Navrishi Bhutva Pashamo Petam Akaro Dushcharam Tapaha.
Great. All right, word for word. Turiye, in the fourth of the line, Dharmakala, wife of Dharmaraj Sarge, being born of Nara Narayano, named Nara and Narayana, Rishi, sages, Bhutva, becoming, Atma Upashama, controlling the senses, Upitam, for achievement of, Akarot, undertook, Dushcharam, very strenuous, Tapaha, penance. Translation. In the fourth incarnation, the Lord became Nara and Narayana, the twin sons of the wife of King Dharma. Her name, by the way, was Murti, also known as Ahimsa. And thus he undertook severe and exemplary penances to control the senses. Report. As it was advised by King Rishabdev to his sons, tapasya, or voluntary acceptance of penance for realization of the transcendence, is the only duty of the human being. It was so done by the Lord himself in an exemplary manner to teach us. The Lord is very kind to the forgetful souls. He therefore comes himself and leaves behind necessary instructions, and also sends his good sons as representatives to call all the conditioned souls back to Godhead. So his good sons and daughters, let's put that in there too. Recently, within the memory of everyone, Lord Chaitanya also appeared for the same purpose, to show special favor to fallen souls of this age of iron industry. The incarnation of Narayana is worshipped still at Badarinayana on the range of the Himalayas. Pandita wants to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I've kind of always wondered why, I mean, I guess it's just designed by the Lord, but there's so much penance and austerity done to please the Lord to reach transcendence, and I'm just I'm just wondering why isn't it more like helping others, serving others? There's just so much penance and austerity and fasting and all that, and it seems like to become self-realized, it just seems like it would be more pleasing to serve and help others that are suffering. I don't know what's the answer to that, but I'm just, it just, I guess I don't like austerity and penance. That's what it is, really, it boils down
Well,
to.
but I think that serving others is also an austerity. You know,
Yeah, but at least it's helping others.
yeah, I don't see any conflict with what you're saying. I don't I
Okay.
I don't see that um, that serving others is also tapasya.
Okay. Well, I just hate fasting. I just hate it. And I have a lot harder time with it as I'm older than I did
Well,
when I was younger.
older people are exempt from fasting.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you read in, more, there are exceptions for the elderly because it is very difficult.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. I feel more encouraged and not so fallen because
Yeah.
really, I just can't do all Janamastami all day and
Oh, I can't either. I
No.
get very ill. I
Okay.
get very ill, and it's just very difficult. So
Okay.
I do modified fast, you know, my fruit or Ekadashi fast, something else to honor the day, but
Right.
I can't go without eating. I can't go full fast anymore. It's too difficult.
Okay. I don't feel so bad then. Thank
No,
you. Thank you.
yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, no, as we get older, we could do some other kind of austerity. We could read or chant or go out and serve prasadam or, go do some other kind of austerity. There's plenty out there, right?
Right. And chanting more rounds.
Chanting more
Yeah.
rounds. Yeah. So, yeah, no,
Okay.
don't be discouraged. That's not the
Thank you.
point of this whole thing, right? We want to be
Right.
encouraged. We don't want to think, oh my God, I've gotten old and I can't do any service anymore ever again. No, we don't ever want to feel like that. We have to kind of modify what we're doing and make it
Okay.
uh, pleasing to the Lord and doable. Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Good question. All right. Text 10. Call and response. Panchama kapilo nama. Panchama kapilo nama. Siddhesha kala viplutam. I like that word, viplutam, although it's not a good word. It means lost, but don't have a PL in there very often. All right, sorry. Um, Siddhesha kala viplutam pravacha suraye sankyam pravacha suraye sankyam tattvagrama vinirnayam tattvagrama vinirnayam. All right, all together. Panchama kapilo nama siddhesha kala viplutam provacha suraye sankyam tattvagrama vinirnayam.
Panchama kapilo nama sidesha kalaviplumam provacha surya ye sankyam tattvagrama vinirnayam.
Great. All right, word for word. Panchamaha, the fifth one. Kapilaha, Kapila. Nama, of the name. Siddheshaha, the foremost amongst the perfect. Kala, time. Viplutam, lost. Provacha, said. Asuraye, unto the Brahmana named Asuri. Sankyam, metaphysics. Tattvagrama, the sum total of the creative elements. Vinirnayam, exposition. Translation. The fifth incarnation, named Lord Kapila, is foremost amongst perfected beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana, for in course of time this knowledge had been lost. Purport. The sum total of the creative elements is 24 in all. Each and every one of them are explicitly explained in the system of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is generally called metaphysics by the European scholars. The etymological meaning of Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by analysis of the material elements. This was done for the first time by Lord Kapila, who is said herein to be the fifth in the line of incarnations. And Kandita says she has no idea what metaphysics is. So let's just look up quickly what the dictionary says. Physics. So Kandita is speaking. I think you turned her her microphone off. Bhakti Mimulus. Oh, okay. So Kandita, if you could repeat that, please.
Okay. Okay, definition. Metaphysics is the study of the most general features of reality, including existence, objects and their properties, possibility and necessity, space and time, change, causation, and the relation between matter and mind. It is one of the oldest branches of philosophy. And then I'm saying, oh my gosh.
Yes. So here in my dictionary on my computer, it says the branch of philosophy that deals with the first principles of things, including abstract concepts such as being, knowing, substance, cause, identity, time, and space. So the Sankhya, we have that up here on the board. Nope, not that one. This here. These are the elements, right? The 24 elements plus the individual is 25. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is referring to, that Lord Kapila put together in his incarnation. Are we all good? All right, moving on.
Yes, yes.
All right, moving on. Text 11, call and response. Shashtam atrayer apatyatvam. Shastam atrayer apatyatvam. Vittaha prapto nashuyaya. Vritta prapto nashuyaya. Anvikshikim alarkaya. Anvikshikim alarkaya. Pralada dibi. Sorry. Pralada dibya. Uchivan. Pralada dibya uchivan. This has a lot of difficult combinations. All right. Shashtam atreya apatyatvam vritta prapto nasuyaya anvikshikim alarkaya pralada dibya uchivan.
Okay. Shastam atrer apatyam vam vritta prapto nasuyaya anvikshikim alarkaya praladadibhya uchivan.
Word for word. Shashtam, the sixth one. Atreya of Atri. Apatyatvam, sonship. Vrittaha, being prayed for. Praptaha, obtained. Anasuyaya, by Anasuya. Anvikshikim, on the subject of transcendence. Alarkaya, unto Alarka. Pralada adibhyaha, unto Pralad, etc. Uchivan spoke. Translation. The sixth incarnation of the Purusha was the son of the sage Atri. He was born in the womb of Anasuya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Pralad, and others, Yadu, Haihaya, etc. Purport. The Lord incarnated himself as Dattatreya, the son of Rishi Atri and Anasuya. The history of the birth of Dattatreya as an incarnation of the Lord is mentioned in the Brahmanda Purana in connection with the story of the devoted wife. It is said there that Anasuya, the wife of Rishyatri, prayed before the lords Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva as follows: My lords, if you are pleased with me, and if you desire me to ask from you some sort of blessings, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords, and as Dattatreya, the Lord, expounded the philosophy of the spirit soul and especially instructed Alarka, Prahlad, Yadu, Haihaya, etc. So I think we have time for one more. Text 12. Call and response. Tata Saptama Akutyam Tata Saptama Akutyam Rucher Yagno Vyajayata Rucher Yagno Vyajayata Sayamadhyay Suraganair Sayamadhyay Suraganair Apat Svayambhuvantaram Apat Svayambhuvantaram. All right, all together. Tata Saptama Akutyam Ucharyagno Vyajayata Sayamadhyay Suraganair Apat Svayambhuvantaram.
Tata saptama akutyam rucheryagno Vyajayata sayama madhyay suraganair apat svayambhuvantaram.
Perfect. Word for word. Tataha, after that. Saptame, the seventh in the line. Akutyam, in the womb of Akuti. Ruchehe, by Prajapati Ruchi. Yagnyaha, the Lord's incarnation as Yagnya. Abhyajayata, advented. Saha, he. Yama Adyai, with Yama, etc. Sura Ganai, with demigods. Apat, ruled. Swayambhuva Antaram, the change of the period of Swayambhuva Manu. Translation. The seventh incarnation was Yagnya, the son of Prajapati Ruchi, and his wife Akuti. He controlled the period during the change of the Swayambhuva Manu and was assisted by demigods such as his son Yama and others. So Yama, is the brother of Jamuna, the river. So I just want to throw that in there. So Bhaktiville says, hang on, these come from the Purusha, so are not direct incarnations of Krishna. They are not Leela avatars, which I think is what you might be referring to. I don't know what the category of these avatars would be. Kandita, you have anything?
I think from let's see, wait, there's Mahavishnu, there's Kararadakashayi Vishnu, the Lord, I think Kararadakashayi Vishnu. But yeah, definitely not like directly from Krishna.
So yeah,
But yeah.
These are all coming from the wait a minute, let me look at my notes. Vishnu is never in contact with material nature. No, of course, never. Okay, so Kararadakashayi Vishnu creates all the material ingredients, and Garbodakashayi Vishnu enters into each universe, and then Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is Paramatma. But Purusha Mahavishnu, well, they're never, Vishnu, Krishna, they're never in contact with material nature. They're always they're always above. If you say that they're in contact, then you're saying that they are um, can be moved by it, and they're always transcendental. All right, so Brahma is a regular jiva like you or I in a job as the material manager. You can't remember who is the Purusha? Um, I'm not. Yes, there are more than one, but I'm not really sure what you're referring to. I think what I'll do this next week is make diagrams of all these things because it does tend to get murky because there's
That's,
so many. Yeah, Candida?
oh, that's a good idea. I just wanted to say Prabhupada said that the Lord Brahma for our universe is a pure devotee. They're not all pure devotees in other universes, but ours is. And I think he's a gopi too, but that's not revealed to him.
All
Yeah,
right,
anyway.
let's read what he has to say here. Um, Purport: the administrative posts occupied by the demigods for maintaining the regulations of the material world are offered to the highly elevated pious living beings. When there is a scarcity of such pious living beings, the Lord incarnates himself as Brahma, Prajapati, Indra, etc., and takes up the charge. During the period of Svayambhuva Manu, the present period is Vaivasvata Manu, there was no suitable living being who could occupy the post of Indra, the king of Indraloka, the heavenly planet. The Lord himself at that time became Indra. Assisted by his own sons like Yama and other demigods, Lord Yajna ruled the administration of the universal affairs. So, a lot of times these lists of things don't jibe with other lists of things, and that's because, as he just mentioned, they are referring to other universes where these things take place. So that makes it even murkier in my mind. But I will take that as a task this week and put together a little diagram of all of these people that we're reading about and continue to add to it so that we're not so it's a lot more clear.
That's a great idea.
It's
You're so good at that. You're so good at stuff like that.
well, it occurred to me, uh, you know, a few years ago that I didn't understand what was going on in these readings. I just like, what is he
Right.
saying here? And so I started drawing them, and I have huge pieces of paper of drawings of
Wow.
this thing, has two parts, and the first part has five parts, and the second part has 10 parts. And then,
Wow.
it's just sometimes I have no idea what's going on. So this seems like a very similar kind of thing. We have got the three Vishnus, we've got some incarnations, and some are Purusha, some are Jivas, so let's start at the onset of this thing before it gets even more complex. Let's just yes, Bhaktiville says a metaphysical drawing. Yes. So let's start this, nip it in the bud, and get it clear. Because this is probably the last time I'm ever going to read the first canto before I die. So let's get it clear this time around, and I will start working on that. All right. All right. Any other comments or questions or whatnot? You're welcome. Thank you. No?
No, thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Jai, Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Rama, Hare Rama.